Good morning, Frederick. It is a terrific Tuesday. It's April 16th, and I am your host, Dani Gurry. Good Morning Frederick is live in the Everything Frederick and More group on Facebook, as well as on YouTube on the Everything Frederick Live channel. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow that. The more we grow, the more we can help local business and local nonprofits and highlight some of the great people of Frederick. Commenting, sharing the videos, and liking them creates engagement, and all of the social media platforms love this, and the more that we get that, the more the social media platforms will show our videos. So we are just doing this to help, like I said, local businesses and highlight great people of Frederick. And liking, sharing, and commenting is free to do and could make a huge impact for some of our businesses. In the show description, you'll notice that there is a link. If you have information or news you want to share, or you have some feedback or anything at all, you can click that link and join the show live. I would love for that to happen. The show is all about you, Frederick, and you always have an opportunity to join me each day. We've only had one person do it so far, but I would love for others to jump on as well. Today's giveaway, so excited for this, and you're going to love it. And I have a little screen here I think I can put up. Haven't grabbed it yet. But it is 2 pieces of cheesecake from MR Cheesecakes and cappuccino, or, here we go, 2 slices of cheesecake and a cappuccino or a latte from MR Cheesecakes. Oh my gosh, that would be so wonderful. Obviously, you're just going to have to go wherever Aaron is out. He posts his events all the time. But 2 slices of cheesecake plus a latte or cappuccino. Just text cheesecake to 888-465-2944. Again, that's 888-465-2944. Just text that number and we'd love to give you that cheesecake. We've got another packed show today. I check out Dream Free Art. Oh my goodness, if you've never been there, it's so fantastic. I met Tina and talked to her about her idea of art. I meet Troy from Hoth Designs and check out his gorgeous handiwork for the Everything Frederick new home in downtown Frederick. And you will meet Jessica McHugh, a local author who's published more than 30 books, which is pretty impressive as well. We want to thank the sponsor of this program, Fox Designs. They printed all my swag, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and stickers, but they also do full coloring lettering for signs, banners, and labels and vehicles. foxtreedesigns.com. All right, let's get into it today because it's Amazing Tuesday. All right, weather sponsored this morning by Lightbridge Academy. They have a grand opening this Saturday from 10 to 2. I'll actually be streaming live from 10 to 11, and we'll have Good Morning Frederick swag to win. Plus, there's tons of fun free things like carnival games and a balloon twister, a petting zoo. So bring the kids out. They're going to love it. Details are on the Everything Frederick calendar. They're located right on Ballinger Center Drive. Today, lots of sunshine, high of 77. Sounds like an absolutely perfect day. Low tonight of 53. Tomorrow, showers with a high of 70. Either Friday afternoon or evening showers with temps dropping in the upper 60s. And weekend looking okay with partly cloudy skies, but cooler temps in the mid 60s. In local news, Michael Vantucci is retiring after 45 years of operating Harley-Davidson of Frederick. The store actually posted an announcement yesterday saying the store will close April 23rd, so in 1 week. I'm not sure. They might have been trying to sell and couldn't get a seller, but it looks like Frederick will no longer have a Harley Davidson store. If you have gift cards or maybe motorcycle safety classes, the classes to learn how to ride, they used to do those. If you have them scheduled, you're going to want to reach out to them ASAP because after April 23rd, the store will be closed and nothing more will be offered. And I know that there are some people who are very upset about this, and it's really tough. 45 years he's been in that business and serving Frederick, and if there's no buyer, there's just no buyer. Maybe get some people together and see if you can buy the store. But we wish Mike and his wife all the best in their retirement. And although I'm all over social media throughout the day, every day, I often miss things. So if you see a post or a story I should share, please help me out. You can tag me, or you can tag Good Morning Frederick in the post themselves, or screenshot it and text it to 888-465-2944, or text a link. That would be great as well. All right, we call this segment the Feel Good Files. Feel Good Files is sponsored by We Help You Move. Whether you're moving across the street or across the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make the whole thing easy. Veteran owned and a supporter of the community, WeHelpYouMove.com. All right, this former teacher saw her chance to expose everyone to a new way to art. Tina Harper from Dream Free Art is getting people used to making a mess while making art. Dream Free Art.
I am at Dream Free Art with Tina. I mean, I feel like we're on some green screen, awesome artwork. But this artwork changes daily, I guess.
It does. It's my living museum.
It is a living museum. So you were an artist previous to this venture, and traveling around doing art in people's homes, I guess, and at their work? Now, did you love art from really, really young? Like, were you?
I did, but I didn't realize that was a thing. I grew up watching Bob Ross because we all did at that time, but it was Bob Ross. No one can do what Bob Ross does.
Right.
So, but I've always been drawn to creative things, thinking outside of the box, and I just didn't realize it until way later what that actually was for me. But
And so you just figured, hey, I love art. I'm going to take this business and travel and do art in people's, like for parties and things like that, I guess.
Yes. So I also used to be a teacher.
Okay, here we go.
I know, right?
Drawing the line here. Got it.
And we had a very, this particular school that I worked at had a very unique outlook on art.
Okay.
And so essentially it was, you don't tell them how to make something.
Right.
So essentially it was like, and I was teaching pre-K at the time, so it was like, hey, we're learning about penguins, but instead of providing them with just black construction paper, white construction paper, orange construction paper, it was like, give them feathers, give them pipe cleaners, give them pink and purple and green, and let them create what their version of a penguin is. Let them create it from their eyes and their viewpoint. And it was a little bit of an adjustment because my bulletin boards were very eclectic. But that was eye-opening for me because that's a very unique style of art. It's called process art. So we enjoy the process of the art and we don't worry about what the end result is going to be.
Yeah.
So that's where all the stress relieving benefits are. That's where the fun is. That's where the connection is in the process of being creative.
Not controlling that this has to look this particular way. Okay, I get that. So transitioning from teaching to traveling art.
Yes.
And then the pandemic.
Yes.
And everything comes to a halt.
Changed my world.
Now, originally I was going to say, well, you might have been bored, but you got 7 kids.
Yes,
so
I do.
I'm sure you were not bored, but
No.
how did the idea for Dream Free Art kind of come to life?
So one more backstory. So at this time I was working at a call center.
Okay.
And at that call center, everyone around me, we all kind of had the same feeling that we were struggling to just remain human, to not turn into a robot. Okay. And so when I was working, I would either color at my desk or I would draw at my desk, and then I would take it up a notch and I started crocheting.
Oh.
And I am not a classically trained crocheter, so please don't be upset with me. I call it that I crochet by ear.
Oh,
so
nice. Okay.
like I see how something is made and I go, oh, I can make that. And then I literally just make it.
Oh my
I can't follow a
gosh.
pattern. I couldn't tell you anything, but
Yeah.
I just see it and I make it, right?
Yes.
So I decided I wanted to make this unicorn. So I'm
Okay.
sitting at my desk, I'm answering calls, I'm staying on top of my metrics, I'm doing everything that I was supposed to be doing, but while you were calling me, I was crocheting a unicorn. So this one particular day, everybody
yeah.
would ask me, they would say, well, hey, how are you staying so upbeat and happy? Because everyone else around
Yeah.
me was,
Miserable?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I realized quickly that it was my art when I left my art one day. So one day I was rushing out the house, trying to get all the kids out, and I forgot my crocheting at home.
Goodness.
Coincidentally, I had the absolute worst day of work at that exact moment, and I realized, I was like, the art is what was keeping me sane.
Yeah.
Me being creative, doing things with my hands, me just
Yeah.
expressing myself in those moments, those dark times.
Yeah.
It was my art that was holding me together. And I was like, oh, dude, I have to spread this with the world.
Yeah.
The world has to be able to just use art as a fun way to relieve their stress.
What an epiphany to have, because many people never get to that point.
Right.
So you already kind of had the relief factor of the art. You just tied it together to life, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
then it blossomed. So you opened Dream Free Art, what did you say, about a year ago, December?
Yes, December of 2022.
And that you were in Westview.
Yes.
That's a big leap for a first business. I mean, I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
To me, the Westview seems like the quintessential leap.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you were there and outgrew it quickly.
Yes, we did. Once Frederick found out that I existed, they were all excited about what I had to offer, what I had to bring to the community. And so it has just been a whirlwind ever since. People have just been coming in excited. I keep adding new things and they keep taking to the new things. And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And they should embrace this, because first of all, this is a beautiful outlet. It's a lot of fun. You're not worried about the kids spilling paint or doing stuff, right?
Oh no,
They're
not worried about it at all. Yes.
Yeah, they're encouraged to do it. So tell me about, like, when you first come here, what do you recommend? Like, how do you kind of embrace all of this?
So honestly, we have a few different things. We have classes, we have summer camp, we have open studio times, so you can come in and just kind of, and I'm also slowly introducing my craft flights.
Okay.
So, but that's another thing. We'll come back to that.
I love it.
But the number one thing people come here for is obviously the splatter room.
Okay.
So you would book online and you decide what bells and whistles essentially that you want to do. But in the base package, you would get a canvas, you get protective gear, and you get to choose your colors that you want to paint with. And then you come in, we put it up on the wall for you. You get all suited up. I take a before picture for you guys.
I love it.
And then I'll give you your tips and your tricks, and I bring you into the splatter room. There's a Bluetooth speaker, so you can listen to whatever music it is that inspires you to create.
Okay.
And then you guys just have at it. Just let go. Throw paint at each other. Throw paint on the ceiling. Throw paint at grandma. Have a good time.
I love it, because for people like me, control freaks, I bet it's really hard at first to let go, but once you do, I can imagine it would be a blast.
Oh,
So,
it's been hilarious, because we, at this point now, after being open for a year, we call it the unpacking stage, where everybody comes in and it's like maybe 4 or 5 minutes of almost silence in the room, because it's like, oh, this is naughty. We're not supposed to be doing.
Right.
Are we really supposed to throw it?
Right.
And then all of a sudden you start to hear the giggles and the laughter, and then everybody comes out paint covered.
I can tell by these rooms that people absolutely have a blast and let go. What's been the biggest challenge? Because you've had a lot of success, but I know that I've had a business for 13 years and doing it again, but I know that there's some point at which you're like, oh gosh, what has been that for you?
So honestly, figuring out how to get the word out.
Okay.
Because social media has been great, word of mouth has been great, but when it comes to actually figuring out, one, that I have marketing dollars, but then two, what's the best avenue for me to be able to really reach my target audience? Because even though art is for everyone, some people might not want to do
there's definitely a target for you for sure. And every business has a niche, even though you might reach 1 million people. So that I get that. Like, that is tough. As a small business, when you have limited marketing dollars, you want to spend them where you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck.
Exactly.
And it's very difficult to calculate in this world of media saturation because you don't know which line of things you're doing is actually delivering that result.
Exactly.
It could be the Facebook post, but it could also be this, or it could be that. So unfortunately, sometimes it's everything combined that actually is the magic sauce. So I get that 100%.
That's been the biggest one, just figuring that out.
Do you feel like there is a potential to outgrow this space anytime soon?
I don't feel like I'm going to outgrow this space as much as I feel like, is there a possibility of expanding?
Okay.
Very soon, probably.
And do you think of that expansion as in like a franchise system where people open different ones in different areas, or are you just talking about adding another location?
Ooh, good question. I would eventually want it to be a franchise. So that way, you know, if people want to open in California or in Alaska or in Paris, you know, that they can do that and still follow our culture that we have developed in our art studios. So I would say more of like the franchise route.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's excellent. For this year, the rest of 2024. Now, when did you move into this space?
In fall of 23.
Okay, so we're right over by the Frederick Airport, Hughes Ford Road, little alcove, I guess, of a bunch of different places, which is awesome here.
We're with the garage, Rehab to Perform, the X. We're all in that parking lot.
Yeah, love it. Very easy to get to, no matter where you live, really, in Frederick, which is nice. Any goals that you'd like to achieve this year that you're kind of pinning up on the board? Hey, I'd love to hit this number or this many people? Or...
So I don't know if it's a specific metric as far as like this many people. I'm thinking more of the projects and opportunities that I can bring to the community.
Okay.
So for me, I'm slowly rolling out new things. Apparently there was a request for spring break camp, and I didn't think about that until way too late. So we're gonna go for that next year.
Okay.
But you know, just making sure that I've got summer camp lined up and providing more experiences, more one-on-one classes, more big and little, but like mommy and me experiences, but I'm gonna call them big and little time. And thinking of things like that I'm thinking more of.
Okay, if there's one thing you'd like people to know when they think of Dream-Free Art, what would you like that to be?
That we are a non-traditional art studio that has something for literally everyone, from babies all the way through. Remember, I told you about the beans all over my floor? That was from our baby class this morning. There are beans everywhere. But from babies all the way through, you know, senior citizens, that there's literally something for everyone to do here.
Wow, I mean, you can't sum it up better than that. You've got to come down to Dream-Free Art, Hughes Ford Road. Go to their website. We'll have the website right up on the site. I want to thank Tina for inviting us in today.
Thank you, Dani.
And look forward to seeing your next phase. I know it's going to be humongous and very colorful, for sure.
Yes, as always.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.
Wow. I mean, how much fun does that look if you've got kids or grandkids that love to make a mess and you just don't want that in your house? Tina invites all of that right in her space. It is so colorful in there. And I was in one of the rooms and she actually put the black light on because they do this glow. There's certain glow paints. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic for sure. And great place to get out to. All right, I want to thank Alexa from Charles Studio, who has donated to help me put on a prom for the clients, my friends, at the Scott Key Center. This is going to be their first ever prom, June 5th. We're also collecting dresses, suits, and other accessories because many of them don't have them. So we are going to provide them for them. And I want to thank Jennifer Zimmer from Helping Hands, Caring Hearts. Remember, I highlighted her. She has the food pantry, but she kind of does everything for anyone who needs it. Well, she's donated some brand new suits that she came across with, and it's just been phenomenal. They're actually sizing up the gentlemen who need suits, and we've got plenty of dresses that we've collected, which will first go to the high schoolers who want them for their prom, because their proms are coming up soon, and then we will happily dress those at the Scott Key Center who need something to wear. Now, the Scott Key Center prom is June 5th, and we are raising money right now for the food for that prom. If you can help even $10, please go to scottkeycenter.org. You'll see the donate button in the top corner, and we would love to help make it a fantastic day for them. All right, coming up after the short break, I chat with Jessica about, oh, no, I don't. Again, I messed that up. We are not doing that. We're going to talk with Hoth Designs, and we are going to hear more from let me just see here. Yep. Jessica McHugh, not Jessica from Dreamscape. See, I had too many Jessicas, but Jessica McHugh is an author, and we're going to hear all about her works as well. Happy Terrific Tuesday. All right, a few messages from our great sponsors, and we'll be right back.
All-in-One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
All right, and you can save $25 if you mention Promo Circus, which is my company. It's putting on this stream. And we also want to thank A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business right here in Frederick. They specialize in roofing, siding, windows, gutters, patios, and decks. Everything you're going to be looking at now that the weather is nicer. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. And a special offer for Good Morning Frederick viewers, $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs scheduled by April 30th. So get on the ball, get on the phone, reach out to Sandra and let her know that Dani sent you to her. She's going to do great work for you. I promise you that. Okay, this next segment is Happenings in Frederick. We want to thank the Taco Bar. It is Taco Tuesday. You get 20% off 3 tacos. They are located in West Point Plaza on Route 40, kind of between 40 and alternate 40. Taco Tuesday is 20% off all day. Tacos with steak, chicken, al pastor, carnitas, fish, and more. They give you the taco with the meat, and then you go to the taco bar and put all your favorite toppings on top. They have so many great options, and I still have to get over there. They offer beef tongue, which I have had before, but I haven't tried the small intestine tacos yet, and I might have to check them out. Also, Raul gave us a $20 gift card to give away, so we'll be doing that later this week. So stay tuned for that. But today, Taco Tuesday, don't ever forget. It's a great thing to have. All right, so we're going to talk about let me go ahead and share my screen here. Some of the events with Everything Frederick. If you haven't checked out the calendar, you can do that. It's quite full. There's so many great things going on all the time, but you can click on any of the events that you see here, and you can also use the search feature if you want to look for something in particular. All right, so coming up, we've got the trailer of Boomtown is happening to Thursday. There's a 4 o'clock and a 6 o'clock session where you're going to be able to see the trailer from the movie. And you can purchase a ticket, which is actually you supporting the making of the film. So make sure you do that because I think it's going to be great to see Frederick on the big screen. This Saturday, it is the grand opening of Lightbridge Academy. I will be out there from 10 to 11. It's at 313 Ballinger Center Drive. Bring the kids. It's going to be so much fun, and you're not going to want to miss that. Also, next week, actually, I just got asked to be a judge for Battle of the Bands. It is on the 27th. You can see there's lots of great stuff going on the 27th, but Battle of the Bands is from 3 to 7, right on the Carroll Creek Amphitheater where Alive at 5 happens. And we've got 6 bands. They're all playing to win a $5,000 grand prize, which is, I think, a recording studio and all kinds of stuff. So they have a grand prize package that's valued at $5,000, and you know they're going to be playing to win it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, on the 28th of this month, the Pulling for Veterans Flea Market. It's from 9 to 3. Whether you want to go shop or you want to get a booth, you can check that out. And I'm very excited, May 11th, if you've never been to the Craft Beer Festival on Carroll Creek Linear Park, it is a lot of fun, live music, food trucks. You get samples from so many different breweries, not only ones from Frederick, but from all points in Maryland, but they're all Maryland-based. And I'm going to be talking to Abby from the Craft Beer Festival coming up very soon on that. And on April 30th, you are going to definitely mark your calendar for this. It is the grand opening of the home of Everything Frederick. Shannon Flannery, the founder of Everything Frederick and More, as well as the Goddess Group, and I invite you to the ribbon cutting and the grand opening ceremony. So 401 North Market Street. The ribbon cutting is at 4:30, and we'll have a happy hour from 5 to 7. And Shannon had the team from Hoth Design create beautiful bar tops. So you'll be able to charge your devices and sit on the bar stools watching the world go by on Market Street. And I am going to introduce you to Troy from Hoth Design. And let's meet him now. With Troy, Hoth Design, beautiful tables that you created for the Everything Frederick, the home of Everything Frederick and More. So tell me, I'm assuming this is what you do at All right, no idea what happened there. Let me see if I can pull this up again because you guys are going to want to see this. Okay, we're going to take that one off. See, little technical things, no problems, right? No problems at all. Let's see if we can get this going one more time. Troy, Hoth Design, beautiful tables that you created for the Everything Frederick, the home of Everything Frederick and More. So tell me, I'm assuming this is what you do at Hoth Design.
Yes, we are a full-time furniture making. We do pretty much anything wood. We can do all kinds of built-ins, tables, countertops, etc. So
wow.
We do a lot of home decor too as well.
Okay, so. I mean, I love the combination for these of the metal and the wood, or the steel and the wood, and the live edge kind of there.
Yep. These are white oak. It has a royal blue resin in it to fill all the voids. The steel was made by C&L Welding. They are out of, I think they're Union Bridge,
okay,
up near Westminster area.
Yeah.
Chris Ayers is the owner of that company. Excellent welder. He does a lot of our steel work.
Nice. Where are you based at? You're based out of Frederick?
We're here in Frederick,
okay,
right on the edge of Jefferson and Frederick zip code.
Okay.
So we're right there on the side of the mountain. Hoth Design basically just stands for House on the Hill because we literally sit on the side of the hill. So
very good. How long have you been making furniture?
We've been doing this probably since 2018, so what, close to 6 years now?
But I'm assuming you were kind of doing this before and you decided to make it your actual hustle? Or
I had
weren't?
another business and I decided, we bought a house, the house that we're at right now, and the gentleman that owned it was a woodworker. And I've had experience back in way earlier days of my life doing carpentry and all of that. And I was very envious of his shop. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start making a couple things with wood. And
then this is where we are.
And now here we are.
What do your first pieces look like? Do you have any?
Well, I started making cutting boards. That's really what I started doing.
Okay.
I just started making cutting boards and like small little things. And I'm like, you know, people started ordering them, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So.
That's really, really cool. For this design here, I know Shannon is very creative too. Did you guys work together, or did she just kind of say, hey, what do you think? This is what I'm looking for?
I think she pretty much just said, here it is. Do something.
Here's the
Make
space.
something cool is what she said.
Yeah.
So.
And I do think it's
a lot of people love the live edge.
Yeah.
It's has its place in a lot of the architectural. You can make it, dress it up with some modern stuff. You can make it rustic. It just kind of, it goes with a lot of different styles.
Really does.
So.
What's your number one requested item? Is there one?
Right now is probably bathroom vanities.
Wow. Okay. Wouldn't have even thought of that.
I know.
Okay.
So right now is we've been getting quite a few requests for bathroom vanities. We've been doing a lot of pieces. We are teamed up with a few designers in the area who actually give us a lot of the work. One is Show & Co. Shoshana from Show & Co. We have Mia from, I think she's Whitaker Interiors. She does a lot of, gives us a lot of work. And Rebecca Munster. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. What is one thing you've learned over the years, you know, that it's been like an epiphany changing your business? Is there anything like that you've shifted to that you've thought, okay, I've hit the sweet spot, this is great?
No, we are constantly learning.
Yeah.
Honestly, the designers we work for are teaching us all kinds of stuff.
That this is the hot item.
It's two guys, and you know, of course, they give us the the female, the feminine look on things. So they're totally teaching us constantly. You know, this works with this, and this goes with that, and things we're going, I don't know about that, and next thing you know, it's like, wow, that really works. So
love it.
So.
What has been the biggest challenge for having your own company like this, if there's any?
Time, not having enough of it. Capital is always, a challenge, but we work through it. So.
Yeah. If there was one thing you wanted people to know about Hoth Designs after they see this, what would you want it to be? So this is Levine. This is your partner in crime.
This is Levine.
In making beautiful products. The one thing you'd want people to know about Hoth Designs, if there was one thing you could tell people.
The one thing that we're in it to have fun, and that's pretty much our vibe is, to have fun and make cool pieces and to build relationships. So that's kind of what we like to do.
Yeah. That's my motto.
We're two dudes from opposite spectrums, and we came together and we just kind of gelled, and we love what we do, and we have a good time doing it every day. Yeah. You gonna say something? No. Or are you gonna hit me?
Well, they say when you have fun, you're not working a day in your life,
exactly,
right? And
exactly.
So as long as you can keep it, and people should understand, this is a two-guy operation, and so you're not churning out hundreds of pieces of furniture a week, right? It takes time, love, design, skill, and all of that. So
sweat. Just a little sweat right now.
How long would you say like a piece like this would take you, or how long did a piece like these pieces take you?
These took a couple weeks, and it's not so much full time working on them a couple weeks. It's a process.
Yeah.
So we getting them, shaping them, getting all of the pores and everything and the resin, a lot of dry time and downtime while we're working with it. But
A lot of sanding.
a lot of sanding.
A lot of sanding.
Sanding.
I know you guys don't have any sawdust on you though.
Not today. Well, I don't know, a little bit.
Where can people find you?
Basically, right online. We're on social media with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok now.
Wow.
We're pretty much, you go on our website and you can find us as well.
Is it hothdesign.com?
It's hothdesign.com.
Hothdesign.com. Check them out. Beautiful pieces of furniture, and you're soon going to be able to come to the home of Everything Frederick and More, right at 401 North Market Street, and see the pieces. And I hear, Shannon told me we might have a couple other smaller tables that are going to be for sale.
Absolutely. We're going to work on a couple smaller tables now, and we'll probably have some of our smaller home decor pieces in here as well.
Love it. So you'll be able to see it live right here at 401 North Market Street. All right, until next time.
So, want to thank Troy, Hoth Design. It is going to be so cool. He's actually going to put in pieces for sale. So, you'll be able to come and sit at 401 North Market Street and check out and use his tables and furniture and maybe take one home. His stuff is absolutely stunning. You want to go to the website hothdesign.com for that. And of course, you can come see it. April 30th is the ribbon cutting. April 30th at 4:30, you can come on out and check out the space for yourself, and we'll have a little happy hour after the ribbon cutting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, all the details are at our Everything Frederick calendar. If you want that calendar, just text the word calendar to 888-465-2944. Again, that's 888-465-2944. And if you have an event that you want to add to our calendar, all you have to do is email everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. Okay, we have one more short break, and then we're going to get to Jessica. We want to thank again all of our sponsors who have signed on to support this Good Morning Frederick project, basically.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
All right, and don't forget that $25 off your slumber event if you say promo circus when you book. Want to thank Shift Work and Play, Frederick's one and only co-working space designed with people with young children. You can get your work done while your kids are supervised, perfect for moms or parents who have kids 18 months to 6 years old. I really wish when my kids were younger and I was running a business that they had this. Also, just to be able to focus for 3 hours, even if your kids are in other care and you just want a quiet place to work where you can kind of get your focus on, or maybe you're sick of working at home alone and you just want to collab with other people or be able to chat with somebody in the kitchen, Shift Work and Play is the perfect place for you. Shift Work and Play has meeting rooms, dedicated desks, and private offices. And some of these have 24-hour access. So if you need a place to establish a new business, this is a great place to do it. They're located right on Northeast Street, so convenient to downtown. Go to shiftworkandplay.com and set up a tour and see for yourself. It is just beautiful on the inside. You will love it. The company I recently launched is called Promo Circus. It's the company behind the idea for this stream. The vision is to create a full channel dedicated to this great community we call Frederick. And if your company would like to be a part of it, whether to be interviewed or to sponsor, please just let me know. We do have some sponsorships available still. I want to share this here so you can see. There are opportunities for things like an endorsement, the live mentions, that would be similar to what I do for A&S Construction and Shift Work and Play. There's also a new opportunity for a remote live stream, like I'm doing this Saturday for Lightbridge Academy. and the 15-second video ads like you've seen with All-in-One Events and the Goddess Group. I can help and Dreamscape Slumber Events. I can help create those 15-second video ads, and we can even add a voiceover to it. So if you would like any of those, because those are very reasonable at $25 or $40 a week, which is not too bad at all. So if you would like any information about that, all you got to do is drop me an email, or you can text. You can even do that at Everything Frederick, at everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right, that leads us right to market makers. These are the people that keep Frederick growing, and the small businesses that employ thousands of people in our community. All right, Jessica McHugh has been writing for as long as she can remember. She has more than 30 published works and is really making headway in blackout poetry. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry, I didn't either until I talked to her. But let's take a trip to the McHughniverse with Jessica. Excited to be talking to Jessica from the McHughniverse. Yes. Tell me a little bit about what, I met you back in mid-February, and I'm so fascinated that you write some amazing books, and I want to hear all about them.
Yeah. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. It's really exciting. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to see you as well.
I'm an author, a poet, a playwright. I've been writing seriously since I was 19. I turned 42 this year, so
a minute or two then. You've been doing this for a minute or two.
Yeah, just about a second, but always learning, always growing. That's and I in the past couple years, I've introduced blackout poetry into my life, which has allowed me to do a lot more visual art. Sorry.
So tell me a little bit about that. So what exactly is blackout poetry?
It's taking an existing piece of text and searching that piece of text to find a poem hidden inside it. So you can use everything from novels to other poems to magazine articles, pamphlets you find on the street. You can do it with anything.
It's actually just like redacting everything around it and just leaving out this prose that you discover.
Absolutely. And you can do so many different kind of artistic styles with it. It's a lot of fun.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I just recently had, it was actually my 30th book published last year, and it was a blackout poetry collection, cosmic horror made from Little Women.
Wow.
And it's called The Quiet Ways I Destroy You. And last year was the 155th anniversary of the publication of Little Women. So I made 155 poems because I love torturing myself.
Tell me I've always thought it would be so interesting. I like to write. I've been journaling since I was 16, and I've been doing that, but I always thought I could write a book, but it's just so complex to try to think about all these different characters and their backgrounds, and how do you keep track of all that?
It was a lot easier in my 20s. I can I tell you that. There are lots of ways you can do it. It really depends on the story and really how invested you are in it. If it's like the only thing I'm concentrating on, it's really not that difficult for me to keep things, all those balls in the air kind of. But also I've employed, cardboard, whiteout boards and everything, and tracking it that way to keep details straight. A lot of times, when I first started out, I was very much a lot more purple prose, very descriptive and overly descriptive, one might say. So I kind of hurt myself in that way, being like, what color was that person's eyes?
Right.
Now when I write, I don't really, unless it's like integral to the story, the reader can fill that kind of stuff in.
Yeah, it is amazing actually when you read a book. And this is so true, like when they make a movie about a book, you're like, that's not what I pictured that character to be or that house to look like or whatever. So
so it is a lot of stuff to keep track of, especially because I usually work on, like, I'm writing a novel right now, 2 short stories, another Blackout poetry collection, and I have a Blackout poetry workbook / playbook coming out in a couple months. So I have all these different stories and different POVs, different characters. So it's a lot, but I mean, you train yourself to be able to do that. So, and it's something I enjoy. So
yeah. So of your 30 published books, is there like a common thread and theme, or is it kind of all over the place? They like individual standalone, each one of them?
Yeah, some of them are connected. I have a trilogy, a horror trilogy that spans over decades. The third book is coming out next year, and that's a lot of my stuff definitely has a horror tilt. But I like everything from, middle grade horror to stuff you definitely don't want your mama knowing you're reading kind of thing.
Right.
So I write horror poetry. I really like horror. I think it's a very versatile genre. Horror is probably the most varied and common genre we deal with in our everyday lives.
Right.
So everything from romance can have horror in it, the horror of a first date and anxiety and, how's it going to go, to just fear of the dark, monsters, am I the monster? I love all kind of these questions. So but I write a lot of, I've had fantasy books come out, I have had more, I have a young adult series called the Darla Decker Diaries. That's just young adult, but obviously when you read it, you can feel my horror roots coming in, because what's scarier than being a young adult, So some of them are connected, but most of them are kind of independent planets in the McHughniverse.
Yeah. Do you have any favorites?
I really enjoyed Quiet Ways I Destroy You. That's just from Little Women. It's just one of my favorite things I did, because it was such an undertaking. It took a lot of time. But as far as novels, I mean, I really love. I don't have it behind me here. I don't even know if anyone can see, but I love The Green Kangaroos. It's one of my favorite and most personal books.
Okay. And the process. So, do you find that you have to kind of get in a certain frame of mind, or is it pretty much like daily as you're doing stuff, you think, oh my gosh, this would be amazing in the book?
Yeah, I write what I want to read, something I think that's going to be exciting, characters that I think are going to be, I mean, not always relatable, because just a lot of my characters are a little extreme, but at least you can see something of yourself or someone in a lot of these characters. I write a lot about family issues, addiction as well, and so that's kind of, it depends on kind of what mood I'm in when I'm working. Sometimes that's why I work on a lot of different things. Sometimes I won't be in the mood to get into family stuff and
I find it fascinating to keep everything, especially working on multiple things at one time. How long does it generally take you to finish a project from start to finish, on average, I guess?
It's novels usually take me 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Depending. The one I'm working on has right now, which is the third book in the Gardening Guidebooks trilogy, I've been working on for way over a year, because it's the end of this series. There's a lot of things to tie up, a lot of characters to resolve. So I'm really trying to take my time with it. I'm also, there's a band in it, so I'm also writing all of their songs, not the music, but the lyrics. So
holy cow,
it's taking a lot of time. Blackout poetry collections tend to take about, I'll do maybe 6 months writing the poems, finding the poems, figuring out the order and all that kind of stuff. And then it takes me maybe 6 months to a year to do the artwork, depending on how many poems there are and how crazy I like to get with the artwork. I've been just getting bigger and bigger. And
I love it. So do you self-publish, or does somebody help? How does that work?
Yeah, so I'm mostly small press. I have worked with some larger presses. I was recently published. I was the first Blackout poet to be published in Weird Tales magazine, which has been around since like the 30s. So that's that was awesome. But mostly I self-publish. I work, or not self-publish, small press publish, which is just kind of somewhere between self-publishing and the big six. I work with a lot of the same publishers. I have 4 of my books are with Ghoulish Books, which is an amazing small press, and they have a lot of really great different kind of horror books and like creepy stuff. I work with Apocryphas, who does all my Blackout poetry collections and is putting out my workbook in this summer. So I have lots of people that when you find a publisher that gets you and isn't trying to like rein you in completely, which is, you know, everyone needs editing and all that's very, very important. But when you find someone who really gets your voice and pays you,
Yes, there
someone
you go.
you want to stick with.
You're saying so,
And,
it's
and
really,
marketing can be a tough thing too. I mean, a lot of creatives, you know, just want to make art and
right.
not worry about like trying to convince you why you should consume that art in like little vignettes on, you know, Reels and TikTok.
Right.
All that stuff, you know, if you're good at it and you enjoy it, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm good at it, but I got to do it, and sometimes it bums me out. But you know, there's an art to that as well, I suppose.
yeah, it happens everywhere. So what advice would you give a young person who really enjoys writing, like how to take it to that next step?
I think the biggest thing that you can do is just do it. Do it the way that you enjoy doing it, without worrying about what anyone's going to say. Spend some years doing that and figuring out your voice and what you like to write. Just figure it out, and then just, I know it's tough to say, you know, don't be afraid, because putting yourself out there is always scary. But if it's something you enjoy doing and you want to do it, you kind of just have to swallow that fear a little bit and know that it's not the end of the world, that you're going to experience rejection. There's a million and a half people doing exactly the same thing, trying to get their stories told. And I mean, the cruel truth is that not everyone is going to make it. So you have to find your way of what making it means to you.
That's exactly the point. And I would give that advice to anyone going into any career. Try to not be worried about what other people think. You have to. It is just like being on social media, doing a video, doing whatever you're doing. Just, you can never, it'll never be perfect. And you'll always look back at your first one thinking, oh my God, it was terrible. But you know what I mean? If you never start, you never get there. So yeah, that is great advice. So how can people buy your books? Where can they go?
The best way to ever purchase any of my books is straight from the publisher. Small presses and small businesses need that support. Obviously you can find them on places like Amazon, Barnes and Noble. But any direct to publisher purchases are always much appreciated. I sometimes have books on hand. You can reach out and I can sign a copy for you and send it.
Nice.
I'm the Jess McHugh everywhere.
Okay, I love it. And is there any of Frederick in any of your books? Would we notice or?
Definitely. I have a short story, because I used to be a tour guide for downtown Frederick for the Taste Frederick food tours. So I have a short story in a anthology. The name of it is escaping me, but I'm pretty sure the story is called All Around the Town, and it's about a tour guide going around Frederick. So they stop at the Spite House, and like so you know, I think I mentioned the Spite Wall, and So
are there any people in your life that read and go, hey, are you talking about me?
Well, I'm sure I do like to write in a lot of the bars downtown, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone picked up some book and was like, "I think she heard me say that," and I'm like, "That's me."
That's
I told
great.
that story at White Rabbit.
That's really awesome. Well, look, I think it's amazing that you can, make a career doing what you like, having it as a full-time thing. And we're so proud to have you here in Frederick.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, we want to thank Jessica. Such talent in our town, and I if you want to be highlighted, or if you know of somebody that should be highlighted for doing some cool stuff, please let me know. And I am in awe every day of the talent of people. All right, don't forget, today's giveaway, 2 slices of cheesecake and a latte or a cappuccino from MR Cheesecakes. So text cheesecake to 888-465-2944. Tomorrow I talk with Ashley Wright from Prospect Pantry, and they're coming up on their 2nd anniversary. And I chat with Nicholas Walker from We Help You Move. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Until then, be sure to search for Everything Frederick Live on TikTok and YouTube. And follow me on TikTok at DaniGirl1124. Also, like our Good Morning Frederick Facebook page. That's new. And have a great Tuesday. Let's be great, Frederick.